What's good, everybody? It's Kimi, and I'm back with my tea of the day, finally. Episode 61. I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm just trying to get my mind right and to really get back into Kimi and really realize, or just see exactly what I wanted to really talk about. I don't want to just sit here and talk about nothing. So, thank y'all for listening, and let's get into it. So, first, I know this happened like maybe a little month ago, over a month ago. But Tamara from the rail left the rail, and I'm happy for her. I'm happy because I know, like, she loved being there with the women and stuff like that. But I know she wasn't truly happy because she felt like she was neglecting her kids and her husband, and I get it. And I loved how Adam still supported her and was still on the show and still was like the backbone of her being on the show and all that great stuff. And that definitely helped. But I'm happy that she's doing what she wants to do. And I can't wait to see all the great things that she has in store for us. And just for herself and her well-being and stuff like that. And for the real aspect, like, you really lost a great member. And I don't know how you're going to recuperate. Like, I know that you're getting Fancy from the Jamie Foxx show. I don't remember her real name. Really beautiful girl or woman, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words with that. But you all know Netflix have been giving us some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful shows lately, bringing them back, making us like relive our childhood. So I just finished watching the whole 6 seasons of Sister Sister, and I am geeked. Like, this show was so monumental. Was just so, I would say, a little ahead of its time. I would definitely say it was just so well thought out, well written. The actors was just amazing in it. And let's just do a deep dive into Sister Sister and why I feel like I know I can't be the only one, but I need a reboot. I need to see what happened after that last episode. Because for me, a lot of our black shows ended off with a cliffhanger. And that's how they ended it off. And I'm not here for it. I need Sister Sister back. The culture needs Sister Sister back. They need to do something. I know they've been trying to do something, but they need everyone to talk about it. They need our support to bring that back to life, to get a budget, to get the writers to write the script, to be visible again. But it started off, it was 6 seasons long, and it started off with them finding out they had a twin. Each of them had a twin in the shopping mall, and they was both looking for shirts and stuff like that, and to find out that you had a twin, that you're adopted. A lot of stuff going on in there, especially like me knowing that, like me kind of, not me having a twin per se, but me being adopted and just having that sense of, so who is my parents, where do I really belong, or how does this happen type thing. Definitely understood that throughout watching the show and reliving the show. And then just to see them just grow up and just become these beautiful young women throughout the seasons, just to see their ups and downs, their being popular, them being unpopular to popular, them really just becoming their own people as well, because they're twins. And a lot of times, most twins, of course, if you haven't lived with each other, you're going to want to be around each other. You're going to want to dress alike and be alike. And it's just, y'all. And of course, it's going to get cloudy, because eventually you're going to come to a point where it's like, I think I want to be, kind of by myself. Like, I kind of want to grow up. I kind of just want to do my own thing. I still want to be us as sisters, but I still want to be an individual. Like, I'm Tia, you're Tamara. I'm Tamara, you're Tia. I still want to be separate. But I also love how they always switched roles in a way. Like, one was quirky, one was smart, one was just so talented, one was just so book smart, but they were both boy crazy. And just how they would always fill in for each other when need be. Even though that definitely got them in trouble, like with taking tests for each other or going on a date, and then the next thing you know, your sister likes the boy that you told her to go on a date with because you couldn't do it because you had a pimple. Like, all of those memories, it's like, wow. I realized that this show was definitely needed, especially for twins. Like, I'm not a twin, so I don't know exactly how that feels, but especially for twins, and it's just especially for black young girls, just being so represented in the greatest way possible was great to me. Jack A, Miss Lisa, amazing, amazing mother, amazing character. I love her from her other work. I forgot the name of it off the head, but she was amazing. I loved how quirky she was. I loved how just inspired she was to just do fashion. Like, even if I wasn't making her money when she needed the money, she still didn't give up her dreams. She still made sure she would hit the pavement, started making the dresses, started making the costumes, started doing this, got the card. Like, she was about her dream, and I'm happy that they all supported that. Tia, she was the book smart one, and she was just the most responsible one in certain situations. Not always, though. And then I loved how Tamara was just so polar opposite. That's how you can tell the difference. Especially for me in the show. Like, that's how you can tell the difference. And then Tamara was just like the talented one, the one who could really sing, the one who was more like inspired driven, but not book smart. Not necessarily wanted to be in a club, not wanted to be recognized, but wanted to be recognized, if you know what I mean. So they have that polar dynamic, and you have Ray, who's just like not necessarily like a nerd, but like a nerdish dad, like who's just like by the book, like, no, this should be this way, that way, like just a typical dad or father who has a daughter. Of course, you're gonna be overprotective. Of course, you're going to feel this way, that way, and then I love the dynamic between him and his daughter Tamara, because you see how Lisa fulfilled Tamara's needs just like Ray fulfilled Tia's needs, because Tamara didn't have a mom and Tia never had a dad until they moved in together, and then eventually after a few seasons, a few years happened, they really became like a family, and it was like wonderful to see where they had that support system and they got everything that they felt like it was lacking in each other, even though sometimes they was upset that the parents was paying more attention to their twin than them, but eventually it came out to the good until they moved out. And when I tell you, when they moved out, I was like, ooh. I was here for them going to college. I was here for that whole college experience and what that would be like. And it was definitely exactly how I expected it to be. Tamara was still not getting it, but still wanted to party. And Tia is still trying to be too book smart, but not really letting herself loose. But then I loved the boyfriends that they had during the college experience, or like in high school and going to the college experience. I love that time with sister way. It took like a change. They just started growing up. They started becoming them. They, you know. So, what? Tia dated Tyreek, which was his finance actor. And their relationship was, you know, of course it had its ups and downs. It wasn't toxic, but it wasn't the best relationship. And I definitely understood why she broke up with Tyreek, because she felt like she was going to be stuck in a relationship that wasn't going to benefit her or fulfill her or make her grow in a way. But then I understood why at first Tyreek didn't want to take her back after she decided, you know what, the grass isn't really green on the other side, because you thought you would go date your teacher, and your teacher already had someone. So it was definitely that aspect of it. And Tamara, I love Tamara and Jordan. Like, to me, like, that was a couple for me, because like they're so different, but then they're so the same. It's like they're both quirky, they're both silly, they're both childish, but they're both about their business when it needs to be. And I love their dynamic because they always for God in me, would always argue, and I'm like, why are you still arguing? I'm confused. And then we get to like their love lives and how, you know, Lisa and Ray pretty much dated for a little while, tried it out to see if they could really actually be a family, and that shit failed completely. And then we get to like the last season, or like the last season and a half, where she finally found someone, and he was really there for the long one, and she gets engaged. And then of course most people get cold feet and like, am I really making the right decision? Is this gonna affect my family? Is this gonna break up the family? Because I know they just met each other 6 years ago. They grew up together, but they didn't, you know, grow up together from childhood. So by me marrying him, would this affect what my daughters have going on? Like, it was a lot to think about. But they left it at her getting married. And they finished the wedding ceremony, and now she's married. Now we don't know what the fuck happened. And this is where I felt like we was stolen. Yeah, like they stole the ending from us. They stole the next season from us. They stole the rest of the story. Because there's still a whole lot of story to tell from there. I want to see how they are now. I want to see if Lisa and the husband are still together. I want to see if Ray got back with Veronica. What is that situation like? I want to see Tamara and Jordan still together. And I would like to see if Tia and Tariq are still together. If they're still working it. If Roger is really still prevalent next door and still coming to see the girls when they need to chill. Because like the last season, he wasn't really fully there. So I want to see how that dynamic is and how this is all as older women, like grown. Then of course they're gonna have kids because they have kids in real life. So I'm assuming that eventually won't have kids. Like what that storyline would be like. So writers, boardroom, whoever this audio needs to get out to, we need a Sister reboot. We need it. And we need it because it was for the culture. It's better off the culture. And we need it for the culture. We need good black television. That's not about fighting. That's not about drama. It's about wholesome comedy, wholesome fun, with lots of life lessons in it. And we need that to be recreated. We deserve it, and we need that story that we still need to continue that story. This was Kimi with the T's podcast, episode 66. Thank you for listening. If anything, hit me up at Facebook, Akeem Holder. Hit me up on IG, Mr. Holder. And this has been episode 61. Thank y'all again for listening. And tell a friend. Laters.